Welcome to PVT Express News. Subscribe to the channel so you don't miss any new videos. And now, here's today's content. In today's entertainment industry, many actors fight desperately to prove their talent. They cry loudly, scream through emotional scenes, and pour every feeling onto the screen as if intensity alone equals good acting. But Songyun chose an entirely different path. She never rushes to perform. Instead, she simply lives inside the character. When the camera focuses on her, it rarely feels like you're watching an actress act. It feels as though you're quietly witnessing someone's real life unfold. She doesn't depend on exaggerated gestures or dramatic explosions of emotion. Sometimes, all it takes is a brief pause, a subtle shift in her breathing, or a single look in her eyes to make the audience feel something deeply. That is why so many viewers say the same thing after finishing one of her dramas. I forgot she was Songyun. I only remembered the character. And perhaps that is the highest level an actor can reach. Because truly exceptional acting is not about showing the audience how skilled you are. It is about making them forget acting exists at all. Songyun possesses that rare ability. For many people, the first thing they noticed about her was her youthful appearance. Her face seemed permanently untouched by time, and because of that, many believed she could only play cheerful teenage girls or innocent young characters. In an industry obsessed with labels, it would have been easy for her to remain trapped in that image forever. But Songyun never allowed herself to be limited by appearances. For every role, she transforms herself completely, not for beauty, but for authenticity. If a character needs to look exhausted by life, she willingly sacrifices sleep for days to create that worn-down feeling naturally. If the role requires a thinner figure, she strictly controls her diet. If the character carries emotional burdens, she even changes the way she walks, stands, and breathes. Many actors rely on makeup and styling to create realism. Songyun changes herself from within. In modern dramas, she carefully studies the physical and emotional state of women living under constant pressure. In historical dramas, she retrains her posture, etiquette, and speech patterns until they become second nature. She understands something many performers overlook. A costume does not create a character. Belief does. That is why audiences never feel like she is imitating someone. She disappears into the role so naturally that the line between actress and character slowly vanishes. One of the most remarkable things about Songyun's acting is her mastery of silence. Many actors fear quiet scenes because silence offers nowhere to hide. There are no dramatic monologues, no explosive confrontations, no easy moments to capture attention. But for Songyun, silence is often where her acting becomes the most powerful. A slight trembling of her lips can express heartbreak more effectively than tears. A momentary emptiness in her eyes can reveal despair more painfully than screaming ever could. A nearly invisible shake in her shoulders can communicate restraint, loneliness, and emotional collapse all at once. These details feel devastatingly real because real people rarely express pain in theatrical ways. Most suffering in life is quiet. People endure heartbreak silently. They continue smiling while carrying invisible wounds inside them. Songyun understands this deeply. That is why her performances feel so human. She never forces emotions outward simply to impress the audience. Instead, emotions flow naturally from within the character, making viewers feel as though they are watching someone truly experiencing those moments in real time. And that authenticity creates an extraordinary sense of empathy. Another harsh reality of the entertainment industry is that female actors often struggle to escape youthful images once audiences associate them with innocence or sweetness. Many spend their entire careers trying and failing to break free from those expectations. Yet Tansongyun shattered that limitation. She can convincingly portray a carefree teenage girl, a mature woman burdened by responsibility, an innocent dreamer, or someone hardened by years of suffering. What makes this even more impressive is that audiences believe every version of her completely. Because she never acts according to age. She acts according to the character's soul. She studies how people change emotionally throughout different stages of life. She analyzes how love, family, ambition, disappointment, and loss shape a person over time. As a result, even with her youthful appearance, she can still convey the emotional weight of years passing. After all, what truly determines an actor's age on screen is not their skin. It is the depth within them. And Tansongyun's greatest strength lies in her ability to make audiences feel everything her characters have lived through. That emotional depth did not come from nowhere. Behind her calm and gentle image, Tansongyun has endured profound personal pain, especially the devastating loss of her mother. The grief left an emptiness that stayed with her for a long time. But instead of running from that pain, she slowly carried it into her performances. That is why the loneliness, restraint, and heartbreak in her characters feel so painfully genuine. She understands what it means to lose emotional support. She understands the silent breakdowns that happen in the middle of the night when there is nobody to talk to. She understands how adults continue living while quietly carrying sorrow inside them. Many actors study emotions. Tansongyun has lived them. And perhaps that is why her performances resonate so strongly with audiences. She does not use pain to gain sympathy. Instead, she transforms her experiences into emotional truth, allowing her characters to feel more complete, more vulnerable, and more alive. In today's entertainment world, where popularity, exposure, and online traffic often matter more than artistic quality, Tansongyun remains refreshingly different. She seems uninterested in chasing attention for its own sake. What matters to her is whether a character has depth. She does not choose roles simply because they are high-budget productions. She is not interested in empty characters designed only to generate trends or social media discussions. She prefers roles with emotional layers, personal growth, and genuine humanity. To prepare for historical dramas, she studies etiquette, language habits, and cultural backgrounds in advance. For modern roles, she carefully observes ordinary people in daily life, paying attention to subtle behaviors most people overlook. That dedication allows her characters to feel real rather than manufactured. And in an industry increasingly driven by speed and superficiality, that level of commitment has become incredibly rare. Some actors merely complete what the director asks of them. Tansongyun goes further. If a character plays a musical instrument, she learns it properly. If the role involves handicrafts or specialized skills, she practices repeatedly until every movement feels natural. Long filming periods often leave her genuinely physically exhausted because she refuses to fake experiences the audience might notice are artificial. She never wants viewers to see an actor demonstrating skills. She wants them to believe the character already possesses those skills naturally. That kind of immersion is exhausting because it requires sustained emotional and physical commitment, not just brief moments of performance. But it is also the reason her characters feel so alive. Viewers often say the people she portrays seem to breathe. And they do, because Songyun brings not only appearances to her roles, but also invisible traces of lived experience. Today, more and more young actors are beginning to realize something important. Great actors are not remembered because of marketing campaigns or trending headlines. They are remembered because of their roles. Songyun represents this truth perfectly. She reminds audiences that actors do not need to appear flawless at all times. They do not need to remain constantly beautiful, constantly visible, or constantly at the center of attention. What truly matters is the willingness to devote yourself completely to the character. With her quiet yet deeply powerful performances, Songyun proves that the highest form of acting is not making audiences admire the actor. It is making them forget the actor entirely. She may be low-key and unassuming, but role after role, she has quietly built herself into one of the most respected and emotionally authentic actresses in the industry. And perhaps that is exactly what makes her so unforgettable. She never desperately tries to prove herself. Her characters speak for her instead. Please join the discussion. Feel free to leave comments. Welcome to my channel. Thank you all.